We need more than military assistance to save Syria from becoming another Libya. To save Syria from a Shia-Sunni civil war. And that is a political initiative. And Russia is well placed to offer such a political initiative. When our Prophet, Allah's blessings be upon him, left Mecca and migrated to Medina, he met a diverse society in Medina. There were many Jewish tribes, some of them who had been at war with each other. There were many Arab tribes, some of them at war with each other for generations. And then you had two communities of Muslims, one local and one had come from Mecca. What he did was to very wisely and patiently forge a consensus amongst all the units of a state that is to come into being, which would be a plural model of a state. There were no elections, thank God, and I hope I never have to ever vote in an election and disgrace myself and all those who came before me, because God did not create me as an individual to make an individual choice for the state. God created me as nations and tribes, not as individuals. He says so in the Quran. وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلًا, nations and tribes. And so it was nations and tribes who became units of the state. And they spoke on the basis of mutual consultation within the tribe. And no amount of money from Washington and no amount of broadcast from Al Jazeera could corrupt the tribe, because they are tribal ethics. And the tribe has to pay deference to those who are the wisest in the tribe, those who are the custodians of the wisdom of the tribe. They spoke with greater authority than one man, one woman, one vote, that nonsense that came from there. And so he forged a plural model of a state, which recognized the political equality of all the units of the state. And so there came into being a constitution. The constitution was necessary because of the political diversity of the state. Had there been no diversity, had there been homogeneity, and you already had your own law, there was no need for a constitution. A constitution was necessary because of the diversity of the state. And the function of the constitution was to bring the people together, and this is what Ikhwan al-Muslimun couldn't get into their stupid head. And I choose my words with care, this stupid head. They brought a constitution to Egypt which divided Egypt as Egypt had never been divided before. And if today they're reaping what they foolishly sowed themselves. I don't think they'll ever see the sunshine again in Egypt. They had their chance and they lost it. The same thing can be done in Syria. And that is that you invite to Russia. Doesn't have to be the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It could be a non-governmental body. You invite to Russia all those units of Russia, all those groups in Russia, in Syria, who are in opposition to oppression, in opposition to Zionism, in opposition to NATO, in opposition to what happened to Libya. And the purpose of coming together is to forge an agreement which will be mutually acceptable which will recognize the rights of all parties and establish the political equality of all parties. And so the Shia would be there and the Sunni would be there. And the Christians would be there and the Jews would be there and the Kurds will be there. And when you forge that agreement of all, agreeing to live together in harmony, on a basis, of course, a power-sharing agreement, then perhaps the Russian government can intervene and try to get a Bashar Assad who I'm sure will be happy. I'm sure he'll be happy to embrace such a solution, because all that he has at this time is the military option. That's all. And so you can save Syria from a pending Shia-Sunni civil war. Yeah. This is the role waiting for Russia.